here's my presentation. Countess Religion and the Fourth Reich by Garrison Robinson Smith Hunt.
Yeah.
Now, as a disclaimer, because I'm sure a lot of people would like to get me in trouble for this. Yes. Okay, so sensitive people may be offended, religious people will be offended, emotional people may be offended, weak-minded people may be offended, unintellectual people who cannot grasp abstract ideas and do not deserve consciousness may be offended. All of my opinions are going to be surrounded in asterisks. There's an example, so and questions will be taken at the end, so no interruptions, please. Carrying on.
Vera, I'm going to have to stop this. I'm too worried. Stop. Put it away.
Okay.
Anybody else filming will be in trouble.
Religion, the worst disease. Okay, so this is one definition of a disease. Particular quality, habit, or disposition regarded as adversely affecting a person or a group of people. Okay, so again, asterisk. Religion is a disease because it is, on the whole, induced or inoculated into an individual forcefully from a young age. You have no choice over this. As a child, you may be christened, forced to attend Sunday church, attend the mosque, or pray 5 times a day, celebrate certain festivals, Christmas, etc. This means that at a critical time in your life, so your adolescence, your early years, when your brain and mind is developing, you are being exposed, forcibly, may I also add, to a predisposition about reality. Myth. The brain's development depends entirely on the genes with which you are born. That is wrong. Fact. Early experience and interaction with the environment are the most critical in a child's brain development. I hope you see the links I am making here between development of the brain in early years and indoctrination of religion. Technical difficulties here.
Stop with the excuses.
That is what sign?
Computer's a bit slow, sorry. We're going to have to wait for the paragraph to decide to appear.
Thou shalt not present.
Power to slow down a computer, how great. Instead of saving people's lives. Well, simply put, it means that you are broken in asterisks. It means that the majority of the people in this room, it means that the majority of the people in this room who are brought up Muslim have an inaccurate perception of reality, hence the word broken. Yes, again, slow computer, your excuse. It essentially means you are diseased, if I'm using the analogy of religion being a disease, which I am. However, just like certain other mental disorders, which can be cured by being exposed to an individual, the truth can correct you, yet again in asterisks, because I am assuming you are broken.
Oh, good.
Bring the truth, brother!
Oh. Carl, move.
Religion is arcane.
Why that little box in the corner? Amy, Sophie.
In the past, people would look to the heavens in order to search for life's hardest questions, such as, where did we originate from? Has been answered by science. Why are we here? Answered by science. Where are we? On the earth? Answered by science. Why do we age? Answered by science. Where has consciousness come from? Yet again answered by science. We don't know what consciousness is, but we know it comes from the brain. Okay, so why does religion still infest the planet if we all know that it's an arcane way of explaining the world around us? The answer to this is very simple. Humans are weak, and when we cannot bear reality, we tend to recoil into the surreal. When a relative dies, someone cannot bear it, and therefore, in order to deal with this loss, they believe in religion, which tells them their relative will live on in hell or heaven, which is a very nice concept. When we are isolated or stressed, we need some comfort. So where do weak-minded people go? Yet again in asterisks. To God. They pray to God, who acts somewhat like a pathetic imaginary friend. Yet again in asterisks, so that is yet again my opinion. When all hope is lost and we are forced to face death, we are scared, naturally. So where do many people go to? They go to God. They pray just to alleviate their sorrow and for the promise of an immortal soul. Yet again, another nice concept. Carrying on. Yep. Unfortunately, these people have been allowed to survive because of a range of factors, such as humanitarian organisations who campaign for their rights. These people have passed their incorrect, in asterisks, beliefs to their children who have been indoctrinated by this disease, using the analogy yet again, and have passed it on to their children. All the way to your parents who have made the same mistake, yet again in asterisks, continuing the cycle of indoctrination.
Kyle.
Okay, so many of you will say prove that God doesn't exist. But the truth is that if you ask me that, I'll ask you to prove that there isn't a China teapot floating around in an asteroid belt nearby, because it's almost as impossible. As soon as I bring up one piece of evidence to prove the inexistence of God, you will say something along the lines of, oh, we're humans, we can't think in the way that God does, and then of course it will be impossible for me to do so.
That's good again.
That's God again.
Yep.
And again.
But why is this bad, you ask? Well, because you, the people who have been indoctrinated, blindly follow your religion without thinking about what you are doing. Why is this a problem? This is expected when you don't go through the cognitive processes of deciding to join a religion because of its ethos. Rather than evaluating a religion and looking at the evidence and then saying, right, I'm going to join it because I support what that religion stands for, instead you are being forced to join it by your parents in childhood. Yet again, an opinion. Therefore, the masses of religious people who act in the name of a false, yet again in asterisks, God, this is destructive to our very survival. Why? For example, religious people who stop stem cell research or bio-augmentation research. Stem cell research holds promising results that can lead to cancer being cured as a threat. Therefore, essentially, every death caused by cancer is more blood on the people who blindly follow religion's hands. In my opinion. The issues. Because religion breeds stupidity, and I should have put that in asterisk, I'm sorry for that, that's an error on my behalf, and a broken human race, yet again asterisk should be in, naturally we are facing many problems which we are not seeking solutions to because religious people are fatalistic and believe that it's in God's hands. We shouldn't play God, we should just let things happen in the natural course of things. Yes, that's a problem. Because of this, it's becoming even more apparent that we, the human race, will die on this planet, rather than colonise outwards. So, unless we start correcting the flaws in the human race, such as religion, that's an asterisk again, the human race will end here. Because the indoctrination and roots of this disease are so embedded and ancient, I doubt any of you will realise or acknowledge your faults, mainly because you have a broken outlook on reality. So we may have to look at other options, unfavourable options, to ensure the human race's survival, such as loving divine intentions. Obviously, God does not want me giving me his PowerPoint, so there is. Yes, and he's using all of his omnipotent power to stop me from presenting something logical to you. Instead of curing or cancer or helping people who may be dying in other places in the world. How omniscient he is. Yeah, it would be.
Right, let's come back next week, guys. Computer's a bit slow.
Everybody pray.
There we go. Disclaimer number 2. This is not something I actually believe in, what I'm going to proceed on to now. This is not something that I wish to perpetrate myself. This is not a favourable option. It's most definitely not a favourable option. This is something I came up with to prove a point, to prove the argument that unless we start correcting the flaws in the human race, we might have to turn to unfavourable options. This is merely one possible option for elongating the survival of the human race. Yet again, questions will be taken at the end if there is time, which I doubt there will be. Okay, the fourth Reich, as I call it. Inspiration.
Hitler. Bob.
Like many intelligent people, I look to Germany for inspiration. In a way, Germany has inspired me to form this idea of human survival. But why do I look to Germany for inspiration? Ludwig van Beethoven, a very great artist, a very great musical artist, composer, concerto, all of that stuff, very good stuff. German. Albert Einstein, theoretical physicist, very great man, groundbreaking research in physics and the world around us. Yet again, German blood. Adolf Hitler. This is very questionable and controversial indeed. Whilst I do not support his killing of Jews or any type of race or people for that matter, he pioneered a very good science which I'm very passionate about, which is eugenics, which is why he's up there. That is Sebastian Bach, yet again, for the same reasons as Ludwig van Beethoven. Sigmund Freud, the grandfather of psychology, my favourite science.
And he wears a waistcoat.
And he wears a waistcoat. So what is the Fourth Reich? The Fourth Reich is an extreme right-wing view that takes human survival as the main goal for the human race to aspire to. Anyone who threatens the survival of the human race, regardless of what it is that they are doing, is neutralised as a threat or corrected. Okay, so what does this entail? Some of you may ask. The most important policy is the purification of the human race in an attempt to perfect it. Okay then, all children under this Fourth Reich will be observed from the ages of 4 until 16 and will be tested on a yearly basis as part of a new type of examination. If the individual fails the majority of these 16 exams, so at least 9 or more, they will be deemed or branded inadequate to contribute towards the gene pool. These people will be, I wouldn't laugh at this is not a favourable option. These people will be immediately castrated or sterilised, and on the basis of the results of their exam and the comments from the experts who have observed them from the ages of 4, will be euthanized or forced into slave labour until the end of death. This is not a favourable option, this is one option.
That's life.
If these people, the people I'm talking about, are allowed to live, like they currently are, they will continue to pollute and infest and drain the human race. These people are likely to form an underclass of individuals who seek to capitalise on the country's loose laws and benefits. They will continue to procreate and spread their detrimental culture to their children, who are in turn likely to fail and continue the cycle of producing a human race of delinquents. So, if we bypass this dark part of our history and eliminate these people, you will have an equilibrium heavily in favour of the human race, survival. For every generation of new humans, it will be more intelligent than the last, because the exams will get harder with every generation. And soon enough, you will have a perfect human race. This logic cannot be undermined. Benefits of the Fourth Reich. The obvious benefits, such as more resources, longer-lasting food supplies, longer-lasting water supplies, less carbon emissions, which in turn alleviates global warming and all the benefits that are brought up by that. More space, of course, land, more housing, and a more civilised culture, less crime. All sounds good to me. As the human race advances with every generation under this scheme, soon enough you will have a complete secularisation of religion, or at least I'm hoping. I'm hoping that with a more intelligent human race, we don't have to look to arcane methods such as religion to struggle around us, and therefore you have a secularisation of religion. We'll be allowed to continue, they will allow us to continue, the intelligent ones of us, to continue stem cell and bioaugmentation research, which will potentially extend our lives by tens of years, eliminate a whole manner of diseases and as well as cancer. Bioaugmentation increases our strength, vision and brain capabilities. All sounds good to me yet again. Continue. In the future of these prospects, absolutely anything is possible. Just one example is if the theory that the consciousness is a product of the quantum aspect of the brain, which is highly possible, then a more intelligent race can unlock the potential of this science, and in essence, we could shift and transfer our consciousness, that is a spelling mistake, I'm very sorry for that, our very being onto quantum computers, which transcend the parameters of our current binary computers. This will make us, in essence, immortal, and will allow us to take any bodily form we like, or no form at all for that matter, which will exponentially increase our capabilities by far. In a world as bright as the world under the Fourth Reich, even extreme space travel is a possibility, so yet again moving back to the colonising outwards. The end!
Okay, questions.
The presentation only scratches the surface. This presentation only scratches
Oh
the
my
surface
God,
of the
Gareth
Fourth
is very
Reich. In order to
fascinating.
learn more, look out for Gareth's Fantastic, the Fourth Reich, and novel, the Fourth Reich.